took. And now the knight has to move and goes to e4. And yet another hole in the defense for black. The a7 pawn is unprotected. We are attacking the knight, and I would like to point out that in this position most engines would not take the a7 pawn and would retreat the knight, but the thing is, crafty takes the a7 pawn because it gains a material advantage. Now the knight can't escape anymore because of the queen that is guarding the b5 square. However, I can't step up with the king to take the knight. So basically I just lost a pawn, but I can't threaten the knight back, or at least not immediately. I'll show you why. Check, so king to b8, and white plays what looks at first sight an unusual move, knight to e2, but looks like I can just take the knight, but I can't, because if king takes knight, you get queen d4 check, king retreats, and white can advance his pawn, and we have a discovered double attack. So I will lose heavy material here for the knight. So no gifts from crafty. There's no way for the king to take the knight. So after knight e2, I play e6, preventing the pawn advance. So putting a stop to white's attacking idea. And now white attacks my knight. Knight goes to c5. Also blocking the diagonal for an eventual attack on the knight. The white plays queen to d4, and once again I can't really take the knight, because if king takes knight, white can simply play b4, attacking the knight, and the knight can't move because of the pin on the king. So after queen d4, I play b6, putting as many pieces on the diagonal as possible. Double protection for the knight, and a double attack on white's knight. So white castles long, and I can finally capture the knight, and best way of course is with the queen immediately attacking the a2 pawn. So knight goes to c3, defending, rook to the half open file, king to b1, defending the pawn so the knight can move, queen to the half open file, and knight moves and he goes to b5, attacking the queen, queen c6 remaining on the half open file, queen b4, and king to b7, protecting the pawn so the queen can move, also giving greater mobility to the rook. Knight to d4, fork between the two pieces, so the queen has to move but has to keep guarding the e6 pawn. Queen goes to e1, guarding the central white pawn, and bishop to g7 attacking it. Pawn c4, rook to the half open file, well, to the a file, the second half open file. a3, and now the important move f4. And I really like this move. It's a great move because it not only does it isolate the central pawn for any pawn support, it also allows for the rook to go to the 5th rank and start attacking the pawn with perhaps an attack on the queen as well. So this will allow my rook to be nicely placed in the center, and white plays b4, so the knight moves to a4, rook d2, and here comes my rook to h5, pawn c5, threatening of course a fork between king and queen. So pawn takes pawn, pawn recaptures, and king to c8, getting my king off the open file and making room for my own rook to attack the white king. Queen to the c file. Rook takes pawn, rook to d3, b8 check. At this point it is in a lot of trouble. If we were to play rook to b3 blocking my rook, then we can have ideas like rook takes rook, check, knight retakes, queen to b5, pinning the knight, and after queen goes to c2 to protect the knight. Keep in mind that most squares are covered by the knight. So after queen goes to c2, I can sacrifice my own rook with rook to e2, fighting over the 2nd rank with the queen. And if the queen takes the rook, we get queen takes knight check, and this is a forced mate. So rook to b3 doesn't seem to work. If white were to play knight to b3 instead, we get a different attacking idea. We can't exchange rooks first, but we can immediately play our rook to e2 to the 2nd rank. It's not only attacking this pawn, but also getting ideas like rook b2 check. So if white tries to trade rooks or plays some sort of defense, we can simply play rook b2 check, and we have 2 pieces guarding the rook, so the queen can't retake, or white will lose the exchange. If king goes to a1, we have ideas like rook c2, discovered check with capture of the queen, winning the exchange. Or he can simply take his knight, check, king moves, and rook takes rook, and then we have 2 pieces for free. So blocking the b file doesn't seem to work. And what else could white try? He could well, he could move his king to a1 or a2, but then he gets simply gets locked in with a a bishop on a diagonal or an